When we talk about data, student performance data, and we look at state testing or any type of assessment results, we've got to look at that cloud between the teacher and their students. You know, the teacher in dealing with controls really three things in the classroom. They control instruction, they really control learning that goes on in the classroom, and they have some control of data. But the issue is, it's usually just the data that they're generating some kind of measuring device. The students take that device and the teacher receives that back. Other data, it goes through a cloud. It goes through a cloud of district admins and site admins. It goes through a cloud of school board initiatives. Then you have politicians. I live here in the state of California, always involved in instruction, making sure that we know that they're there and that they're going to have an impact on our students in the classroom. But then in addition to that, there's budget. The budget affects instruction, it affects learning, and it affects data. So does technology. You know, these technology perspectives or these technology additions over the last 20 years have had an impact, good and bad, on student performance. Then you have things like the special education programs. We have an inclusion focus right now, but what we don't realize is, or what we fully don't know is, what is the impact of those students going to be on other students? We know that full inclusion or mainstreaming is good for the special ed student, but we don't know how that will impact other students. And so it's going to take years of data to figure that out. Then you have things like curriculum, buying new curriculum, using old curriculum in districts where half the district is using the new and the other half is using the old. No one knows. Then there's those learning fads. You know, I always wonder what's going to happen to these learning fads, or like, you know, new furniture in the classroom when somebody falls off and the district's sued. Then what it's going to be like, but we don't know. But, you know, in a lot of districts, sports and those activities have an impact between the student and the teacher. The community does. You know, I put in here, when I was building this out and thinking about things, I could add it. I guess I just finally stopped. But two things I added at the bottom was tutoring. In one district, there were some high performing schools, and there was very low performing schools. But one of the constants between the high performing and the low performing wasn't necessarily a difference in instruction during the day. It's just that several of these schools had buses that picked up students right after school and took them for 3 hours of tutoring. So essentially, those students got 1.5 days of instruction as compared to the students in the other schools. And that really accounted for a lot of the performance differences. And the last thing is social media. Every level, and I'm not talking about students' use of social media, we have simply learned or moved to where school administrators, district administration, board members are using social media to drive their decision making and to say what's good, even if it's not for the benefit of the student or the benefit of lifetime learning.